Hi children. Now we'll be learning about stomach, the mixer and digester. Stomach, the mixer and digester. So mixer, I think everyone remembers. What do you remember by hearing this word mixer? All of you remembered the mixer of your home, mixer grinder, okay, the brand what you have in your house. Is that no? So like that, why we call this stomach as a mixer? Along with the mixer, even it is a digester also. But in our home, that mixer is only a mixer. Digester is we ourselves. As I know. So like that here, the stomach is called as mixer and digester. So here, when the food in the oral cavity, okay, and the nerves in the cheek, these cheeks and tongue are stimulated. That means when they start working, okay, then these carry messages in the form of nerve impulses to the brain. Brain analyzes the message and these messages are transmitted to stomach, liver, pancreas and even to other parts which are involved in the digestive process. Why? What message it will be sending means the brain will be sending a message which we say as to secrete the juices. Okay, the first thing is gastric juice. Okay, and then bile juice. Okay, like that it goes on. Bile juice is secreted by liver. Okay, so like that the gastric juice and the gastric glands. Gastric gland secretes gastric juice and that will be that command will be given by the brain to the stomach. And the walls of the stomach secretes this gastric juice containing hydrochloric acid. Okay, hydrochloric acid. So most of us might have been experienced, even most of you might have been experienced when you vomit, okay, when you vomit the food or something, when you get vomiting, there will be a burning in this pipe, a burning sensation that you found because of this hydrochloric acid only. Okay, it proves that. Is it clear? So once, even if you want, you can think also why we get this burning sensation, because of the presence of this hydrochloric acid. Okay, so we get a burning sensation over here. Now these secretions are simultaneously stimulated by nervous system. Then the contraction and relaxation of the muscles squeeze and mix the food with the acids and juices of the stomach. So when the contraction and movement will be having, then obviously contraction and relaxation, a wave like movement. Okay, contraction and then relaxation. So with this what happens, the food in the stomach will be mixed with the juices. Along with that, even it mixed with acids and other particles also. These digestive juices turns the food into a porridge like structure. What type structure? Porridge. What is meant by porridge? Porridge means smooth. Okay, porridge means smooth. Okay, it makes into a smooth structure, that too very soft smooth like structure which we call as chyme. Okay, and this chyme from large protein molecules are broken into the simple protein or simple molecules. Okay, as a process of the digestive system, stomach nears completion, contractions of the stomach decreases. Okay, increase and decrease. Okay, then at that particular time period, here we have another what you can say movement of the stomach, other parts of the digestive system that we call as a pyloric sphincter. Okay, when the chyme has been formed in the stomach, from there it enters into other part and through with the help of pyloric sphincter. Okay, then these at the opening of the stomach, this pyloric sphincter is at the opening of the stomach, and the first of the this food will be entered from digestive system, from the stomach to the small intestine, stomach to small intestine, and then to duodenum. Okay, after stomach, then it enters into the duodenum. Okay, to relax. So this opens the pathway into duodenum, releasing the partially digested food, chyme. Partially digested food is nothing but the chyme in small quantities to the duodenum. That means the entire digestive system will not happen immediately. The food will not enter from here to here, and from here again from stomach to digestive, what you can say, small intestine and then large intestine and then duodenum. It will not enter entirely at the same time. It goes in sequence. That means small quantities will be carried out in a process. Is that clear? So next what we have is peristaltics in stomach. Okay, peristaltics in stomach. So peristaltics nothing but which involves the contraction relaxation of the muscles, okay, behind the foot, and relaxation of the contraction of muscle behind the foot and relaxation of the muscles in front of the foot. Okay, that means when the foot is entering, the muscles will be relaxed. When the foot need to be what you can say entered, then it will be contrasted. So like this, these two happens with these giving rise to the thirst, the movement, then immediately the food enters into forward and into the digestive canal. A wave of contraction which is followed by relaxation in the muscles helps in forward movement of the foot, which need to move towards the other part for the further process. That means from stomach, okay, from there again you need to enter into the small intestine and then to the duodenum. So like this it need to be. So the reverse peristaltic system as well as the forward peristaltic system, both can be happened. What is this reverse peristaltic system? See, reverse peristaltic system can be observed only in ruminants. What are these ruminants? Ruminants are the animals which are called as cows, buffaloes, okay, ox also, okay, like that. Particularly they are called as ruminants. Why these they are called as ruminants, and why we call that as why they have that special quality is because, see, if you have observed these cattle, particularly cows and buffaloes, while eating, they eat immediately. Now we see, if we eat, we'll take one gulp. After chewing it, then we'll take another gulp. But they, once they start eating, then immediately they'll be eating fast, they'll eat. So they have two parts in their stomach where the partially digested food or undigested food will be stored, okay, and another part is the digested food will be entered. So when they are eating fast, when they are eating, at the time of eating, they will be eating very fast, okay. So at that particular time period, what happens, the food entirely, whatever they are eating, what you can say cutting and consuming, that will be entered in the first block of the stomach where the indigested food or undigested food will be stored. So after the eating, when they take a break, and slowly nicely they will be sitting in the shade of a tree, and slowly you observe the pipe of the neck of that cow or buffalo, the something will be carried out. That something is nothing but what we call as the bolus, okay. That bolus only, that will be coming into the mouth. Again they'll chew it properly, thoroughly. They'll break that into the smaller pieces from complex to the simple molecules, and then that will be there entered into the stomach. But first when they eat, when they cut the food, when they eat, when they grasp the food faster, at that time the entire food will be in the first part of the stomach where the undigested food will be there. There only it will be settled. Afterwards again they will bring back it, they will chew it, and again they will send it. But for the human beings, we have only one reverse muscular activity, or the muscle activity we can say. What is that? Is sending out the excess food immediately from the food canal. Sending out means where we are sending, how we are sending out? Nothing. Vomiting. What happens if you eat excess in your food? Your stomach will be paining. Yes or no? When you start, when your stomach starts paining, then immediately you need to vomit, or it will be vomited automatically because the food is excess in the stomach. And here stomach is not of a particular size, okay. We cannot say okay this can be stored in the stomach. See, it is peristaltic and elastic in nature. So when we eat the food, it will be growing in its size, okay. But even like a balloon, if we blow the air, how it goes? The same way, okay. But what happens if we blow more air than the capacity of the balloon? It will break, it will burst. The same way when the stomach also, what happens when more and heavy food will be in our stomach, then immediately it will come out, it will burst out the food into outside through the food pipe. That is nothing but the vomiting, okay. That it will be. And even the food which we eat immediately will not be digested, or immediately it will not be. Here in page number 156 they have been given a table. 50% of the food will be emptying stomach. That means it will, from the stomach it will be emptying in 2.5 to 3 hours, okay. And in small intestine it takes 2.5 hours. Whereas total 100% of the food, it takes 4 to 5 hours to empty from the stomach. That means if you are eating something now, after 4 to 5 hours, your stomach will be empty. Okay. Then it takes 30 to 40 hours transit to colon. That means completely entirely outside to go your food in outside from your body. it takes 30 to 40 hours. From small intestine, again then colon, everywhere, it takes 30 to 40 hours. But again, here is one more thing we need to remember, or you need to grasp, that is, these food occurrence or the emptying of stomach or complexions are not same in all the people. Okay, it varies from person to person. For some of the people that may empty in only 1 hour. For some of the people it may empty in 24 hours or something. That means it varies from person to person, size of a person, metabolism of the body, and different types of other activities of the body also it will be. So our stomach is not like a bag with specific volume. It will be expanding with the size. Okay, it depends on the quantity of the food material. Accordingly, it will be expanding. But whenever it is excess food, that will be sent out through these vomiting. And even here you need to know some important fact or important factor about that, what you can say, the juice which is secreted by the stomach, the gastric juice, along with that even the hydrochloric acid. And this hydrochloric acid has a capacity to melt even the hard or digest even the hard bones also as well. That's why even when we eat chicken or mutton, even when we bite the bones and other things, that also will be digested because of the presence of this hydrochloric acid. Okay, so it is protected from secretions of its own acids. To understand this, we will perform the activity. The activity is given in your page number 156. Once you will go through that activity. Okay, then travel of food from stomach to the intestine. So from stomach, how the food will be transferred or transported to the intestine. See, now food is just soup-like mixture. Already have been said, kind, porridge, asano. So that soup mixture, when it leaves the stomach and enters into the small intestine, when the food enters into the intestine, acidic nature of the chyme, okay, initiate the production of the hormones like secretion of the clocytokinin, okay, which stimulates pancreas, as I said earlier, then success pancreas, liver, and the small intestine. All these will be activated and they are sent a message, and then there will be a secretion of the juice like pancreatic juice, bile juice, and success entericus. Is it clear? All these are the different types of juices which are produced by pancreas, liver, small intestine, okay, all these things. And here the small intestine will be having small finger-like projections which we call as villi, okay, and they are the absorption of the nutrients. They are called as villis, and on these some selective proteins and vitamins will be absorbed into this villis. They will be having a opening, and these you can observe. You can remember the plasma membrane or the activity what you have been conducted in your 9th standard for the substances which passes through the plasma membrane. Like that, this villi also is a small structure on the small intestine which absorbs the food and stores the food for some time and then releases the food. So with this, what happens with this type of what you can say movement of the food or the activities of the small intestine, the food will be released partially into the further process. Okay, what are the further process of these small intestine and other things we will be learning in our next class.